I mean, Acer EU starting on the defense. Miru. Going to be a pretty balanced map for both sides, but with Acer EU starting on the defense, I think Touch Grass might have it in the bag here. It's going to be an early B hit, a real fast B hit, and it'll be Pan to open us up here with a nade onto LMK. Follows up with a shot on the G17. Mono is dead in the water, and he looks for another, but Gaijin finds the trade. Peak quickly responds back with one of his own as Songer finds one onto John Yakuza. Peak shuts him out, though. All down to Z-Link in a 1 versus 3. He's on the flank, but he's got to find Mott tucked up close here in bunker, and he's got 2 players to deal with on both sides of him. Picks up the first, gonna try to isolate the fight that's on B. A little bit drawn out, but he ends up getting the pick. A 1 versus 3 would be beautiful here for him.
Perfect.
1 versus 3, and Touch Grass are gonna be picking up the first round of this match.
What seemed impossible after completely fumbling the attack onto B there, not even getting close to getting that plant down. Z-Link just coming around, isolating those fights, sneaking into elbow to avoid the player about mid, and putting on an absolute masterclass, taking about no damage there as well to win that 1v3.
Beautiful recovery from Z-Link, putting his team on his back there. And Gaijin with the MR96 will pick up John on that first pick. Meanwhile, Peak going to be pushed up close on long here. Might be able to pick off the scanner for free if he's not careful. It's LMK up close, and he's got all 3! 3 headshots, and he's looking for more.
Wow.
As Main will get cleared out. There's a 4th headshot. Does he get an all headshot ace? He's got to find one more. It is Mono posted up here in split, but Peak is going to get shut down. A round for Acer EU nonetheless, but man, 4 kills from Peak, and it's still close. That is wild.
Yeah, I mean, that is really an angle you just can't be missing. 2 of your players can't be missing. Both of them coming out. Perfect trigger discipline, waiting for the second. And, you know, picking up that triple, completely wiping out that site. Really not fights that Touch Grass should be losing there, and they definitely will not miss that corner again, that's for sure.
Exactly. Now that that position's in play and revealed, it's going to be tough for them to play it again. Touch Grass going to be very wary of their close corners from now on, and for that to happen so early in the match, you may have gotten 1 round, but you're not going to be able to do cheeky things like that to win the whole game. Acer EU needs every defense round they can get, though, here. Damage onto Mott as a nade trade comes out between Songer and Pan. Swing in from Mott, able to find one, but there's another immediate trade as we look into this round with a 3 versus 3. Plenty of time on the clock to work here for both teams, and Touch Grass will be working their way up mid. It's LMK on the scanner. Scanner will get dropped on bunker, and Gaijin has to recover it. Grabs the scanner, but also going to grab a nade. He could get a pick here with it. It's both players posted up. As one lurks up the stairs, it's going to be Mono. Might get a free pick here. Just has to play the time. He knows there's one in bunker, and the other one has to be rotating towards B. Pinch hears everything. Mono gets the pick, and that is A completely open. Gaijin's got to make this rotate. He could have the pick on him. Oh, but he's not going to peek in time. Gaijin. Oh, the pick is there. Scanner's down. Yep, just catches him. And now Mono in the 1 versus 1 health disadvantage for him. Touch Grass need these early rounds, but Peak has utility. Mono, he's got the scanner down. A bit of a silly sprint towards the tunnels, and this is a popular position in the post plant. This and the forklift on site will be popular post plant spots, but Peak is ready to clear these out nice and quickly. He knows that it can't be on lower end. Shots revealed. Peak gets the kill, and that's 2 rounds for Acer EU. Cleaned up nice and well from Peak.
Annoying 1v1 to lose, going for the pre-fire, thinking Mono's Peak's peeking into Mono and then not being there. It's annoying. 1v1 to lose for sure. Acer EU, 2 rounds up. Good position to be in.
Can't win all those 1v1s though, you'd know.
No, yeah.
Sometimes you're just not in the right position, you don't have the right utility, and you just don't have the time to get into the position that you want to in the first place. So, Touch Grass They should still be in high spirits right now. It's early on in the game, and it looks like they're going to go for this hard A site push, looking for early info, and Goth will find it with that nade. It's Gaijin to immediately get traded out. And Scanner's already on site.
But are they ready for Goth here? Lurking in the smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Z-Link cleans that up. No question about it.
Another flank, though. John able to find one. Can he pull this second out? Oh, it's Z-Link to get the trade as Peak is left alone in the 1 versus 2. This is the position you want to be in now if you're Touchgrass. Not a 1v1, a 2v1. Better post plant. And the double shot from Z-Link. 2 MKs to the gut of Peak. And it's a 2-2 tie game.
Get ready.
Close one for sure. This really is a balanced map. So, I mean, it is showing right off the bat that these teams are very close in scale. I mean, this could be a closer game than either of us thought.
Absolutely neck and neck here. We'll have to see. As Touchgrass, I would say they're probably better on the defense here. I don't want to lean too much into the idea that ping is an issue here, but remember, Acer EU is going to have a lot easier time of a time on attack, and Touchgrass is going to have a lot easier of a time on a defense. So both of these teams are on their rough side right now. So any pick they can get, any surprise plays they can get, any early rounds are going to make so much of a difference. And if we see this be a 4-4 half, we may see it lead up all the way to 8-8. And with a 5 versus 3, Acer EU are looking to take the next round on the board. I wouldn't be surprised if Z-Link can make a play here. He's got the first. And with a bit of damage onto Mott, utility will be forced out from the B players. LMK is alone here with the scanner. I'm concerned what'll happen here.
Yeah, he's got 2 players in very confident positions. You're peeking out into him. He is going to go down. That scanner's going to be stuck all on its own, just down to Z-Link. And what can you do here, if anything?
1 versus 4 for Z-Link. The hand, he spots that. What a play. I just want to point that out. Peeks his hand out over the artifact to make Z-Link peeking think that that is a head glitch and that's an actual player. Which it is an actual player, but it's not a head, it's a hand. And that allows Acer EU to swing out from the other side of B site and pick him off. That was actually a smart use of
play.
Smart use of bait there. I've actually never seen that before. I've seen some
only
jump
in VR.
peeks.
Only
Yeah.
in VR.
That's the beauty of it. I've seen some creative jump peeks. I've seen some creative wiggles around corners to bait shots, but I've never seen someone put their hand out on a head glitch to bait shots. Fast play into B here. One for one. It's 4 versus 4 now as LMK gets another opener onto Pan.
Through the smoke.
There's a trade from John, but sight will be handed over. No nades to throw overhead just yet, but John swings wide. He's able to get 1, and Goth gets 2 of his own. 4 rounds for Acer EU, and Touchgrass was just not ready for that wide swing.
Really just goes to show, in those chaotic moments, you just can't get too confident with your sight. You can't get too confident that they're going to hide back, wait for those smokes, or play it slow and safe. No, John full commits, full sprints through the smoke, wide swing. You know, into what could be anything for him, but what ended up being a very good cleanup up the site.
Yeah, Goth and John working very well together there to clean up the site before Scanner even goes down, might I add. And John, an early pick on the Gaijin. That's a surprise that Gaijin was not ready for. And now he's just pushing. He's just pushing, and now Touchgrass is falling apart 1 by 1. Looking like another round for Acer EU as Pan picks up 1 on the songer, and it's John just continuing to push. A little bit too much on his plate as Mono finally takes him out. But Acer EU are eating well in this first half. Looking to take 5 rounds and maybe even a 6-2 half. Mono not able to find the second. It's Pan to shut him down with that AK-12. Expected pick, but Pan is going to be low now. LMK all on his own. Yep. And Mott with the post-mortem nade will give Acer EU their 5th round.
I mean, it looks like they've already locked in the round advantage going into the second half, but we're not even there yet. They've still got space to do more damage, to get some more rounds on the board before they switch it over, before they even start to think about attacking. And that is a comfortable position to be in. I mean, what was I saying at the start? EU power today.
EU is They're kicking it pretty hard today. They're looking strong. Maybe we'll get an EU like losers bracket final or something of the sorts, but Touch Grass looking to make a similar play to what Acer EU's been doing. They're rushing through the smoke as Mont picks up one, but LMK has the double. John with one, but Peak has a double nade. What a throw. Both players coming out of tons will be shut down as Songer is left in a 1 versus 2. He does have full health, but he doesn't have utility. So how is he going to work the map here? He's got plenty of time. He's got a minute 20, but he doesn't have the scanner. It's positive versus negative here. He's got 2 positives going for him. He's got a hidden position and full health, but he's got 2 negatives, no utility and no scanner. Keep in mind, Peak is going to be tagged up here, so he's going to be playing a bit safer of a position. He's going to be playing that head glitch on bunker, but because of the peak he just made, Songer knows that he's here, and Songer's got the shot, but Peak wins out the fight anyways on absolute 1 HP, and Acer EU will be 6 rounds in as we swap sides. I was saying they might be weak on their defending half, but Acer EU have shown up to fight today.
For sure, definitely have. I don't know, that's just an impressive half from them. I mean, sometimes Acer EU, especially as we get later on into the games, later on into the bracket, Acer EU can be quite rickety with their mental games. Sometimes they can get completely thrown off and just have really bad games, but it looks like they're still going strong, still playing together as a team, and still fully locked in, fully confident. And look at this confident rush. They're really showing it. When Yakuza charging right up
planning in the smoke. They don't care that site isn't secured yet. They've got the plant down, and now it's a close fight that might come back to bite them as Mono and Z-Link have a 2 versus 2. They could start pressuring the scanner now, but they don't know that one player is going to be flanking them. It's Goth to come up behind and take the 1v1. Finds Mono. Z-Link left in the 1 versus 2. Needs to find this pick on main, but he's forced to fight 2 players at once. 1 on Cubby, 1 on main. He's got to prime this pressure somehow, and Peak will just peek out and shut out Touch Grass. 7-2 for Acer EU. And I've just got to point out, Peak, only person in the server with double digits, and he's got 14 kills. This man is going insane right now.
Yeah, wow. Definitely not a player I've seen much of personally, but this is some performance to see for them, especially on Touch Grass, you know, in the same server as absolute legends, you know, Tactical Pan himself and John Yakuza are 2 of historically some of the best players in Europe.
Yeah, don't get it twisted though. There are some other strong players in Europe. We did just see Meeks upset Unity, so a match versus that, oh, that would be a pleasure to watch. John opens up versus Mono. That's going to be free nades and free utility to try to clear out the site. Nade will force a wide swing from Z-Link. It does net him a kill, but John will find another one. 3 versus 4. Let's Touch Grass.
Captain.
Pushed up here. Songer trying to find one on the other side of the map, but it's not going to work out. It's all down to LMK in a 1 versus 4.
Perfect coordination there over on the B side. I don't know if you caught it, but a flashbang from the back of the site. One peeked straight into elbow, perfectly timed to get a free kill on the B side. And there's a lot of coordination, a lot of teamwork going into Acer EU. They're definitely setting a high standard here for how teams should be working together. 1
versus 3. All the positions secured safely here as God takes him out and gives Acer EU map and series points.
And this is a best of 1. If they do win this, if they do get this next round, they will be going on to fight Unity, who we saw got knocked out earlier, versus Meeks. So
lower bracket warriors. That's how it happens.
Lower bracket warriors for sure. Maybe Europe seems to be the kryptonite today. These teams are putting in some big upsets.
Oh, John gets full flashed on this early push. That means they know he's here, and Z-Link will punish him for the fast play. That gives Touch Grass the first man advantage early on that they've had in a while. And now, Acer EU, they've got to slow their roll. Gun Jam going to be hurt against the wall here for Z-Link.
Cannot lose the scan on Goth over on the B side.
He's alone and he's making a push. Z-Link shuts him down. That's 2 for him in the round, and Scanner now in an unrecoverable position, as Pan has to be the entry frag with a sniper.
Can it be put to work, though? D-Link really comes into, walks into the sniper, and a good shot there from Pan. Peek as well, grabbing one of his own. To crack open this site a bit more, get a bit more space. Still, that scan is a risky run to make, and Gaijin knows it.
Oh, wow, what a spray through the smoke. Gets Pan out of the round, and we have a 2 versus 2. Scan is now recoverable for Mott, and he also gets a frag grenade. This could clear out the site here, but Gaijin backs off and plays it safe, waits for the rotate in from Songer, who finds one. A key player in this moment finds both.
Wow.
It's Songer to keep Touch Grass alive in this match. Not sure if it'll last much longer, but man, he made it happen.
And well read from Gaijin there, the captain, the mastermind behind Touch Grass. Definitely knew exactly what was going on there. Played his cards just perfect. Keeps them going just for now. Let's see if he can turn this around in any way whatsoever. But, you know, match point, it's a risky position to be in. One slip up can cost the whole game.
Early pick once again from John. Touch Grass should have suspected a push, a quick push from him as he opens up another. He wants to shut this match down. Mono has something to say about it though. Songer able to follow up with a pick of his own, and it turns into a 3 versus 3 mid-round. Peak and Mott working together to clear out Songer in mid, and now it's 1 player per site here for Touch Grass. They're not exactly sure where the scanner is. If LMK wins this 1v1 versus Mott, they could group up and force a 2v2 into another round win. But Acer EU, they'll be stacking up on the A site here.
Mott knows what he's doing. He's got to wait for his team to show up. They're here now.
LMK's out.
Take it.
Mono left in a 1 versus 3. Acer EU looking to continue their lower bracket run and face off against Unity Mono. Not sure if you can do anything here with no utility and a little bit less health than full. Not even going to get the first. Peak shuts him out. Game for Acer EU, 9-3. Touch Grass, after a strong showing last time around, will get shut down and knocked out of the tournament. A strong effort from them. I have to give it to them. But Acer EU will be moving on to face Unity in the lower bracket. How are we feeling about that, Finto? We think that we get another EU upset?
Look, I mean, I would love to see it, and I keep calling it at the start of these games. I mean, more just out of my own patrioticness for the Europe scene.
The Euro pride.
Yeah, exactly. Europe, exactly. But it seems to keep on coming through, so maybe I'll make the call one last time and see what we can get. Personally, I'd love to see an even bigger upset, and I'll just see Unity have to make a loser bracket run, but maybe just get full knocked out by EU teams. Well, that would be an upset.